Everybody, and welcome to the final show of 2025. My name is Thomas Deere. I'm the Vice President of Sales Engagement here at the Chamber, and I have the privilege of being your host. As we come together during this joyous season, I just want to take a moment to express on behalf of the Chamber our heartfelt gratitude for each of you. The dedication, hard work, and commitment have just been so instrumental in making 2025 such an exceptional year for our region. So, on behalf of the Chamber, we wish you and your loved ones a happy, healthy, and memorable holiday season. And it sounds like we're going to have to get our shovels out tomorrow morning. I want to do a special thank you to our sponsors for this year. It's been Medical Mutual and Shakely for their continued support of our monthly briefings. Medical Mutual is our health insurance provider, our Chamber Health, and they have tailored solutions for everybody from the sole proprietor to the large companies. And our workers' comp partners, Shakely, 34 years partners with them, and we proudly partner with them, and they've supported us through these years. So if you have questions about either Shakely or Medical Mutual, please give me a shout out. Just a couple quick housekeeping notes. You've joined in listen-only mode today with your microphones and cameras muted, but we do encourage you to engage throughout the session by using the Zoom chat box to ask any questions or share any comments. Now, it's my pleasure to introduce someone who doesn't need an introduction. He's a passionate advocate for our business community, and he is the driving force behind the Chamber's continued growth and impact. Please join me in welcoming the President and CEO of the Cincinnati Chamber, Brendan Call. Brendan, take it away.
Hi, Thomas. Thank you so much for kicking us off today. I appreciate it. And thank you for all the work putting these events together all year long. This is a program that's been around for 5 years. I'm really proud that we continue to do it and highlight folks who are making news and doing incredible things in our community. And you're going to hear from a few of those folks today on the program. As is customary, I usually make a few remarks at the beginning of this program, but it is the holiday season, and I feel like everyone is bloated with eggnog, hopefully with a little whiskey in it. They've been eating Christmas cookies by the handful and going to holiday party after holiday party. At least I hope that's what your holiday season is like. It feels like a bear sometimes to run through all of the different things that we do at the end of the year. But if you're doing that, it's good fortune. You're around people who are celebrating, people who are caring about one another. There's usually laughter. And so just at the moment when you think you've had your fill, recognize that you're around other people, and that every single one of those interactions is a gift. And so I hope you enjoy this holiday season. I hope you have a great time. I hope you're with friends and family, and I hope you get out and get a chance to see this city and all that's going on. And I mean city in the broadest possible way. If you've been downtown, you have to make it over to the new Elm Street Plaza. I cannot talk about it enough. The work that 3CDC did to upgrade the frankly, this is where the Millennium Hotel was in downtown Cincinnati, and to see where the ice rink is now in a brand new park in front of a convention center that is going to open in less than a month. It is an unbelievable transformation. There's some great new bars and restaurants. My friends, Josh Huser opened up Agar, which is he runs Agar, and he opened up this terrific new bar called Prim, which is right on 5th Street, and you've got to check it out. So if you're out and about in downtown, enjoy that holiday season. But really, no matter what neighborhood you go to, our business districts look alive and are absolutely vibrant right now. So get out and spend your money and go see these restaurants and bar owners, drink some new Riff Bourbon while you are there, and local beers, and have a great time. We've been really busy around the Chamber the last month since I've seen you last. Yesterday was our Fifth Third Bank Leadership Symposium. The keynote speech by a woman named Haben Girma was unbelievably inspiring. She is the first deaf-blind individual to graduate from Harvard Law School, and she gave a unbelievably inspirational speech about accessibility and inclusion to more than 400 people who were gathered at Music Hall yesterday. We celebrated the incomparable Stephanie Smith, the Chief Inclusion Officer at Fifth Third Bank, had a panel on stage with companies like Children's Hospital and Kroger and Procter and Gamble that are doing incredible things in our community when it comes to disability access and inclusion and accessibility. Then a series of panels and breakout sessions in the morning hours. It was a terrific morning, and I'm so proud that that is one of the final events that we do of the year. As I said in my speech, we finish strong so that we can start stronger. And that's what we did yesterday at the Leadership Symposium. So it was absolutely tremendous. We're going to take a little break here in just a few weeks, but not all of us, because we're still in our membership renewal period, continuing to bring people into the chamber, add new business. If you are in the middle of your health insurance ratings right now, check out Medical Mutual. We have a great partnership with them. Thomas and the team, our membership team, can help you at any point, and they will be taking new members and renewals all the way up until December 31st, as we typically do, and then again on January 1st, but get it in before the end of the year if you need to pay. We're thrilled that you are part of our organization. And next year, we just have an unbelievable year. We'll bring back our leadership exchange. We will have the 50th anniversary of Oktoberfest. We will celebrate, as Mollie knows, Leadership Cincinnati Class 50 next year, and we'll couple that with an alumni class, which will be really spectacular. And we'll take our leadership exchange trip to Charlotte, and so it'll just be a tremendous 2026. Oh, and we'll be bringing Blink back in October. So our team is already hard at work preparing for Blink 2026. So it's gonna be a great year. So if you're rolling to the end of 2025 and you need something to look forward to, just take a look at what's on our calendar and you'll be excited about what's up ahead. So, all right, with that, I hope you have a happy holiday. And now I am so excited to introduce to you Mollie Lewis. And the way we're going to do this today is that Mollie's going to talk a little bit about what's going on at New Riff. And then we'll do some Q&A. She and I are going to do some interview style Q&A. You told us you liked that in some of our feedback. My board vice chair, Tim Ellsbrock from Fifth Third, apparently hit it out of the park in his interview with Dick Williams. And so I think we're going to be doing some more interviews around here. And Tim may make another appearance before next year is over. But so that's how we're going to do the format today. And then if you have questions, you can put them in the chat or in the Q&A, and I'm happy to pass them on and ask Mollie questions. But Mollie, for those of you who don't know, became president of New Riff Distilling in March of 2024. And she is the second generation of family leadership at this independently owned distillery, which you can see from all parts of Cincinnati right there on the riverfront in Kentucky. She served as sales director for a decade, helping launch the company in 2014 alongside her father and the founder, Ken Lewis. And now she leads New Riff with a strong focus on community and impact while shaping its next chapter with a fresh perspective and a deep respect for the distillery's roots. This distillery, first of all, the bourbon is terrific. The rye is terrific. That's a given. I think anybody who's tried it knows it's terrific. But what really shines through if you are in this region is, the attention that Mollie and the team have placed on culture and on connecting to different communities through New Riff. Whether or not it's, I'm going to mess up the name, but I know you have that group that shows up and gets the access to the barrels, all the little clubs that you've created. You're going to tell us about all of this, but I've gotten the chance to experience those things over the last few years, and the community that is built at the distillery over in Newport is really terrific. Mollie was born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky. She began her career in the wine and spirits industry, earned her degree from the Culinary Institute of America in Napa Valley. I don't know if you know about Napa Valley, but there's wine there. And her experience spanned roles as a sommelier, a distributor, an international export manager, and spent time in San Francisco and Italy before returning home. I'm excited for her to tell you about this company. And then I hope that you are inspired to go have a little sniff of New Riff as the day is over. So Mollie, why don't you take it away, and then we'll get to Q&A in a little bit.
Thank you, Brendan. Thank you so much, first of all, to the Chamber, to Thomas, to you, to everybody who makes these things happen. It's really an honor for New Riff to be highlighted this morning and to be recognized for our contribution to the greater Cincinnati community. So thank you so much for hosting me. A little bit about New Riff. We are located in Newport, Kentucky. We proudly make Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. We make rye, we make gin, and several other different whiskey expressions. As Brendan mentioned, we are founded by my father, who got his start in the beverage alcohol space actually in Louisville. He owned a small chain of discount liquor stores in Louisville and then saw an opportunity in Northern Kentucky right on the border with Ohio and Cincinnati. And so he built the Party Source. I would think a lot of listeners on the call are familiar with the Party Source. It opened in 1993 and was the biggest liquor store in the state of Kentucky. And so Ken and his team had access to all the great things that were already happening in our state. They were getting to taste and get in front of all the great bourbon that was coming out of the state of Kentucky. And Ken looked around and realized that Northern Kentucky was an entry point to the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, and there wasn't a mid-sized or significant distillery in this area, certainly since Prohibition. And so, being a visionary and a serial entrepreneur, he saw the bourbon boom starting to happen and really wanted to be a part of it. And so I remember, 2009, 2010, around the dinner table, these conversations about what if we build a distillery in Newport in the parking lot of the Party Source? And it was so exciting. So I'm not a Cincinnati native, although Cincinnati is certainly home. Now I grew up in Louisville, as Brendan mentioned, Louisville family, but I moved up here. My first apartment was right on Monmouth Street in Newport in 2011. And it was just so exciting to be a part of the creation and the building of our distillery. One of my favorite days was in 2014 when Ken announced to the Party Source employees that it was going to become an ESOP, that he was selling the Party Source to the employees to become an ESOP. It was a wonderful day. And that's financially how we've been able to build the building that I'm sitting in right now and the building you're looking at with this beautiful glass encased column still from the ground up. So our first distillation was in May of 2014. From the get-go, we were really committed to making the best whiskey we possibly could. We wanted to honor the tradition of bourbon production in the state of Kentucky, what had been already coming out of Kentucky. We just wanted to put our own spin on it, or we like to say our own riff on it, hence our name and how our name was born. We are a new riff on an old tradition. So quality and integrity were really, really at the forefront. And we didn't want to release anything until the bourbon told us it was ready. So we didn't release anything with our name on it until 2018. We've always been very fair with pricing. Ken was a retailer for over 40 years. And so pricing was always, we wanted our products to be accessible. We wanted to be what you drank on a Tuesday night and then what you reached for on a Saturday night because it was that good too. So Ken retired as Brendan mentioned, in March of 2014. Big shoes to fill. We have an incredible leadership team, but we've continued our growth. And we are now, as of this year, we expanded into all 50 states, as well as Canada and a few other European countries. We're a featured distillery on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. We like to call ourselves the head of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. We know so many folks come into the state of Kentucky through Cincinnati, through Ohio. And we want them to stop in Newport and stop in Northern Kentucky on their way down to Louisville, Lexington, and Bardstown, which we have shown that they do. We've had over 50,000 visitors to our distillery last year. And, we're really, really proud to help contributing to put Northern Kentucky and Greater Cincinnati on the map. We're doing it from our bourbon perspective, but we think that we truly are a destination at this point, and it makes us proud to do that for the community. So I will conclude before our questions. that our mission is really to become a great small distillery of the world. That's been our mission from the get-go. We don't need our products to be everywhere. We just want them to be in the right places and appreciated by folks who not only really appreciate great quality spirits, but appreciate the culture behind it, and trying to do things the right way. So, thank you.
All right, I'm excited to do a little Q&A. Thanks for that terrific overview. So you were talking a little bit about the national expansion and then the renovations for some of your visitor experience. So as you're a relatively new CEO president, but you've been in the business a long time. I can relate. I've been here for 10 years, but I've been in this role for just over almost 3 years now. So it's that transition from knowing the business to then putting your own stamp on it. You've got a lot of plans and you've got a lot of industry changes right now. So what do the next few years look like for you in your leadership role?
Oh my goodness. Well, that's a big question. And thank you for asking it. It's as I mentioned, Ken's shoes are hard to fill. It's hard to step in after a founder has created an amazing place. I'm so proud of the culture that we have created here at New Riff, and I really feel that as cheesy as it sounds, that actually adds something to the whiskey that we make. We're just focusing on delivering an unbelievable customer experience. We're trying to focus on making the best possible whiskey that we can. About 2 years ago, we did a significant renovation here at the distillery. We now have a tasting room and bar on our third floor. So if anyone listening hasn't been down, I really encourage you to come check it out. It's a very welcoming, beautiful space where not only do we show off everything we've ever distilled and everything we've ever made, but we have amazing cocktails. We have mocktails, and beer and wine. And it's just a great place to come and learn about the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, to learn about bourbon, to learn about rye a little bit. And we renovated our gift shop, our visitor experience downstairs as well. We realized that the future of our industry really depended on tourism, and bringing folks from all over the region and internationally to Kentucky and the greater Cincinnati area to have a wonderful experience. And we want them to keep coming back. So we innovate all the time on our guest experiences, on the classes we offer, on the tours we give. And that's been really fun and really empowering for the team to continue to create and innovate, not just great whiskey, but great experiences for our visitors. It's a tough time. There's no question about it. Folks have probably read about the marketplace being a little haywire, I guess is a strange but funny way to put it. There's so many headwinds right now in the industry, but we're holding on tight. We've really continuously improved our visitor experience. We have more tourists to the state of Kentucky and greater Cincinnati than we ever have. I believe we welcomed over 3 million tourists to the state of Kentucky this past year, which is no small feat. There's a term going around that we are working on, the Napification of Kentucky. So really between Northern Kentucky, Louisville, Lexington, Bardstown, and the rest of the state, we're joining together to really make an incredible visitor experience for folks. And you were riding the wave, we don't have to be everywhere. We just want to be in the right places.
You said something earlier when we were doing the introduction about not launching until the bourbon was ready. Did I get that right? That's what
Yeah, absolutely.
So you said it decided it was ready. And I think I remember that. I remember kind of this period of time where you were talking about it and the business was coming online. Of course, I knew Party Source and frankly, the entrepreneurial aspect that you can see in Party Source, just how many times it's changed and shifted and, the space has evolved over time. I mean, it's classic entrepreneurism, just constantly meeting the needs of a changing customer and trying new things. I loved that. And that spirit still you can feel in New Riff. It strikes me with some of the headwinds and some of the changes in the industry that the brands that will last are the brands like yours who say things like, the bourbon matters. I got to wait to make sure that the product matters. That as this industry has grown so much, there are a lot of fly by night, let me slap a label on a cool bottle and sell some stuff because the collectors want the latest, greatest, thing. But that producers like yourself who put a lot of care and touch into producing something that is special, that has partnerships that run deep into a community and deep across the country, are the ones that last. Is that how you think about your betting on your future?
100%. 100%. I mean, there are so many, as you say, there are so many brands out in the market, and there's a differentiation in our minds between what we call non-distillery producers and distillery producers. And so I personally draw a line there as well. I mean, I think it's so important the consumer is more educated about what they're drinking and what they're putting in their body than ever before, right? And you see that across the board, not just in the spirits industry, but in wine and beer. And so we, from the get-go, really wanted to be as transparent as possible. We did things like putting our mash bill, which is the recipe of what's in the bottle, on the bottle. Now you see that more commonly, but that was rare back when we first launched. And we've always had the philosophy that we're going to let the whiskey tell us when it's ready. We were hoping it would be ready at 4 years, but if it wasn't, we were going to wait. I mean, that's not just a tagline, that's the truth. And so I think that kind of commitment to quality and integrity will prevail. What we call this period almost a weeding out of a lot of the brands. During COVID, when everybody was drinking probably way too much and not traveling, a lot of brands were taking advantage of that period. They were pricing young whiskey at over $100 and at these exorbitant prices. And we've always tried to be very fair. We want our whiskey to be accessible to all. So I think those things really do matter, and they do make us stand out. We've been recognized in different publications for our integrity and commitment to quality. And so, the brands that's not their backbone, I do worry about their future. I worry where they're going because people care.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about collaborations. You've been creative, and Cincinnati in our region is known for some really terrific food and drink brands, and you've found ways to partner. Two of them have been with Graders, which is obviously involved in some clever partnerships all over our region right now. But tell me about that and how you put those together.
Well, first off, Graders is an unbelievable business. I mean, to be a fifth generation family business here in Greater Cincinnati, I can't think of a better partner. They are awesome. It's a kind of a funny story, but I will tell you the truth. We were introduced to Graders through our insurance agent, whose husband is head of production at Graders. So it's kind of a funny, circuitous route to getting to know them. But a couple of years ago, several years ago now, she made an introduction. And, we had the opportunity of touring their facility and seeing how they make their ice cream and their French pot and commitment to quality and integrity, which resonate with us here at New Riff. And so the more we got to know them and the family behind it, the more we felt aligned in our values. Originally, we were talking to them about bourbon flavoring. We were trying to improve. They wanted to improve their brown butter bourbon flavor. And then it quickly became, how can we collaborate? How can we build something that's New Riff and Graders together? And the amount of back and forth on that project was amazing. I mean, involving our distilling team, involving our master distiller, Brian Sprantz, involving their production team. I was ready to say the ice cream was great 5 tastes before. I mean, it always tasted good to me. It was Graders. It was never going to be bad. But the commitment to the amount of cinnamon and flavoring. So it was a really, really fun thing to do with them. And I mean, the product is awesome. So we ended up deciding on making it extra special by selecting single barrels for each batch. And so the Graders team came down and selected an individual single barrel, which we actually record on the container of ice cream, which barrel went into that batch. And it just, those little touches of detail, the commitment to quality, um, I think has been so much fun for both sides. And it's delicious. And what better represents Greater Cincinnati than New Riff, Graders. Graders did a collaboration with Skyline recently. You know, they're just moving and
I heard
shaking.
that story too, Molly, and they that that's I heard that story from the folks at Skyline, and I think they told it on this program too. But the back and forth that they did to get that right was also very, very involved. It's not just like let's slap a label on this thing and make it a sell something, which I
Right.
appreciate again. And you did something with Mad Tree, yes?
We did. We did. You know, we're so lucky to have so many amazing businesses in our greater community here, and MadTree is certainly one of them. Their commitment to the community and the environment also really resonates with us, and so we were able to participate in one of their Sway products. It's called Raven's Riff, and it's with it. They make it with our bourbon. It's what's called a highball. So a highball is really soda, a little bit of lemon, a little bit of cherry in this case, and bourbon flavoring. And it's really refreshing. It's great. It fits in with their line. So that's been fun too. And we have a really exciting other big collaboration around the corner. And I'm not going to share any more, but in Q1 or early Q2 of next year, we have another partnership with another Cincinnati great on the horizon, and it's going to be awesome.
That's awesome. I can't wait to hear about that. I
Yeah.
think my check mark for me, pinnacle in this role is if I can figure out a way to do a collaboration ice cream with Graders, and maybe I should add a collaboration bourbon or rye with New Riff, and that would be pretty terrific. So maybe we should talk offline about
We
what's
will
coming up.
talk.
We've got maybe we can craft something for Blink or something someday. That would be pretty terrific. All right, so let me. So I want to make sure I get this right because you've got your single barrel selections and your single barrel programs. But I went with my friend Mike Prentice, who's in government affairs at Procter and Gamble, and we went down to the Rick House on the Licking River, and I don't know what that's still there. Yes, your big facility there.
Absolutely. So because we are of our location here in we call it the parking lot of the party
Yeah,
stores,
yeah.
we're restricted with space. And so we bought another building right on the Licking River in West Newport.
Okay,
And
this is such a cool building.
thank you.
So tell us about what's there, but then also remind people of this program that people who sign up and then they come early. I forget what it was called. What was it called? You're going to tell me
It was
exactly.
called the Ranger
Yeah,
program.
yeah, 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 yeah. I knew it. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the Ranger program, so I'll tell you about the building too. The Ranger program was, it was a program we created in the very early days. We hurried up, and then we distilled our whiskey. And then it's almost like a letdown. You're kind of like, oh God, I have to wait 4 years at least. What are we gonna do? How do we endear our brand to the community? How do we get our name out there? And so not only did we have an event space here, still I hear people coming up to me a lot like, I was at a wedding at New Riff 10 years ago. And but we created a program called the Ranger program, and it was really a gamble for the folks who participated. They gave us they paid $60, and then we recorded their donation or their contribution, and then 4 years from the month that they signed up, they were given a special Ranger bottle. And it was a beautiful bottle. It was a very expensive bottle. It was a beautiful square bottle, and it
Yeah.
was distilled the month that they signed up. 4 years later, it was bottled and given to them. And so it was a way for the community to take a chance on New Riff, to say, hey, I believe in you guys. I think what you're going to make is worth my $60. It's
But
worth
that
my
builds brand
investment.
connection to people, right? I mean, that's just so great.
Well, and so we try to give back. We have a very strong what we call Ranger community. We have almost 6,000 Ranger members. And then the day we released our product, to the public, we actually turned off the program. So you can't become a ranger any longer. It was a within that first period kind of thing. But we do events and parties. We allow the rangers to have special access to our releases, our
You
whiskey
still keep in
program.
touch with all of them.
Yeah, we just had a ranger holiday party about 2 weeks ago here, or 10 days ago. It was awesome.
Okay, so
And
tell about this building too. Make sure that we get to the
yes, absolutely. So in our other building on our west, we call it our West Newport campus, we call it West, is not open to the public, but it is where we do our single barrel selections. So if you come for a single barrel selection, it will be there. And it's an old building. The first part of the building was built in 1896. So this building that I'm in, our production building, is modern and elegant. It was in the picture in the first slide. The other building is actually our nod to history. So it's a beautiful old brick building, and it's where we do all of our bottling, and our warehouses and our rick houses are behind that building. So it's again, it's a wonderful space to show off the dichotomy of a new riff on an old tradition.
I love it. And when you go into that building, you're instantly taken by kind of the allure of the industry. The giant units holding all of the barrels. It's really terrific. And then you think about kind of Cincinnati and our regions, Northern Kentucky's history as a manufacturer and facilities like that just along a river so that they could move goods around. It's a really, really special place. So I appreciate that. I want just a couple of other things, and then anybody who wants to ask a question can put it in the chat. But you all know I can keep going. But feel free to ask a question if you want. You talked a little bit about the coolest thing when the organization became an ESOP, right? Did you?
I did when the Party Source became an ESOP.
When
Yes.
Party Source became an ESOP. I just think that is such an interesting trend right now. And I was at this event in Nashville with some folks from Harvard Business School, and they were doing a case study on another company that had found a way to uniquely do employee ownership and connectivity to it. And their whole theory was that if the more people were involved in ownership of their organizations, what just kind of a better state that would be, and also how important it is from a wealth perspective, allowing people to build wealth and connection to their organization. The case study that we read about was Gibson Guitars, which was absolutely fascinating. And they had been bought by private equity, but private equity had found a way to do employee ownership. So tell me a little bit about what that means. You've been a part of that, and I assume you brought it up, so I assume you are still somebody who's a believer in those models.
Oh yeah, I am so proud of it. And when I talk about New Riff, I would be remiss not to talk about it, because not only is it our founding ethos here to share, but it was such a moving experience to be a part of. So I was on the sidelines watching, but amazing. You know, Ken at the time had a debt-free business. I mean, he could have made so much more money, right? To Publix or Costco or anyone might have been interested in that building right on the river of that
Right.
size. But he really does believe his fundamental belief is to share. And so turning the Party Source into an ESOP means essentially profit sharing for all of the employees.
So cool.
So, and you're right about that sense of accountability and that sense of pride. I mean, it's been over 10 years. And when you walk into that store, there's a feeling there. There's a feeling that people have. It really did change lives. It changed over 100 families' lives. And I'm so excited. I had no doubt that it wouldn't continue and thrive, but I'm so excited that it's working out and really making a difference for all of those families.
Yeah, thanks for talking about that. And I know it's related to the Party Source, but I just think there's a real there's something there for companies that are considering this. There's been a few lately. We announced our Great Living Cincinnatians in November. Pete Strange from formerly of Messer Construction is one of the Great Living Cincinnatians, and a big part of his story was making Messer an ESOP decades ago, one of the early pioneers of
Right.
that model. And now there have been many others in Cincinnati who have done it, and it's a really cool thing. I want to ask you one other question, if there's no others, and then I'll turn it back to Thomas here in just a minute. But um, we this year at the Chamber have been partnering with our new friend John Herman, who is an EOS implementer based on the book Traction, if some of you have heard of that. And it is a way to manage your business, a way to focus on growth, a way to hold your team and yourself accountable to getting things done. But you've been doing this for several years too, and I think with John, or he's been a part of your perspective. He's an incredible guy who just has a real passion for business and a real passion for the people that run businesses. And it has been, of all of the cool things that we've done this year, I don't think we would have been able to do as much without having that as kind of a grounding operating system for the way we have worked through our business. So tell me what your experience has been like and how you as a CEO think about running your business and maybe how that's been helpful at some level.
Well, we also work with John, and John is awesome. John is also on our board. So that was interesting, wearing the two hats, right?
Yeah.
Because he was also teaching us to implement, and he was our EOS implementer. So it's been a game changer for our business. As a growing business, you start and everybody wears all hats. I mean, we all did everything, right? And there wasn't the accountability of who handled what. And so that's been the biggest change for us. And it's just been a tremendous, tremendous for our business to differentiate not only who handles what, but who's responsible for what, how we hold ourselves accountable, like you said, how we stay on track. It's given us guidance and to how we handle meetings with each other, how we stay on track, how we handle rocks, which are goals that we set every 3 months. And then we have annual goals and 3-year goals and even 10-year goals, which are really important in a business like ours, that we make decisions years before it's even ready to be on the market. So it's been a game changer for all of us and our organizational leadership. And I recommend EOS to anyone who's trying to grow their business. So yeah, we're big into it. We started a little over 2 years ago. At first, it was just our leadership team that were using it, and then about a year ago, we rolled out to the entire company. So each department, our marketing department, our hospitality department, our production team, they all operate in their EOS, in their mini departments, and it really is working for everybody. There's a common language now that we have that works.
Yeah, we're getting close to that, but it's been absolutely terrific. So I highly recommend that to anybody listening who's thinking about how they want to grow their business or run their business. And we're happy to refer. There are a number of really terrific EOS implementers in our region who have been doing this a while, and we know many of them, and would be happy to facilitate some connections there. Okay, what early you wanna? I'm gonna end with this. Tom Messmer says he did a barrel pick a few years ago and was so glad to hear about the ESOP and sharing in the rewards. He says, "Great bourbon, better people," which I love. That's a nice thing to take away. But you've got a couple of, you won a big award in 2025 from Whiskey Advocate. And then my notes say that you've got something called Balboa Rye that will be back on the shelves. Tell me about that. That can be a little sweetener as we end today.
A little teaser. No,
Yeah.
thank you. We just a couple of days ago, actually, we found out that we won the Whiskey Advocate. For those of you who don't know, is really one of the publications that matter in our industry. It's an international publication, and folks who really, they say when you know, but it's a publication that folks follow and take very seriously. And so they run a top 20 whiskeys of the year every year. And it's a big deal. We all kind of wait with bated breath and wait for it to be unveiled and disclosed. And you always hope you're in the top 20. Well, this year, our Balboa Rye, our very own Balboa Rye, was awarded number 4 in the world for
Wow.
whiskey. It's awesome for our region. It puts Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky and Newport on the map. It's a tremendous accolade for our master distiller, Brian Sprance, and his team. And it's a really good whiskey. I could go on and on about whiskey and New Riff's commitment to quality, but one of the things that we did was make a decision early on that we were really committed to rye. And so not only is our bourbon a high rye bourbon, but our Balboa rye is an heirloom rye. So it's a domestic rye, and it's so good. So a
What
little
does that
teaser.
mean? Heirloom rye.
It means that it's not genetically modified and that it is a older grain that hasn't been touched. So we believe that those grains have more flavor. They're less bountiful in the field. They sprout less grain, so they're not as effective for mass production. But we think that's where the flavor is, and that's what
Wow.
we're committed to. So we are releasing some. We held some back, and we do have some rye that we are releasing this Friday here in the gift shop, just in the gift shop, not online. But it will come back again and be in distribution in January, at the end of January. So it'll be online, it'll be at the distillery, and it'll be in select markets. But tremendous honor for our
Okay,
team.
so this is tomorrow. You're releasing this in the gift shop.
Yes,
Are you gonna have? You're gonna have a crowd, right?
we will have a crowd. Yes, I'm sure we will.
That's awesome. What time does that get released?
I'm not going to tell you. It will be
No
announced.
breaking news.
It's a secret. All right, that's terrific. I'm gonna look for I'm gonna have my Google Maps up, and when I start to see dark red lines on the Google Maps traffic meter over there in Newport, I will know you have released the bourbon. That will be the signal.
We open at 11 o'clock.
Got it. That's awesome, Mollie. Mollie, I want to thank you so much for what you're doing in this community, how you're leading, how you're bringing people to this community. We talk here all the time about growing our population, growing the economy, and growing cultural vibrancy. You're doing all three of those things. The cultural vibrancy that comes from our bourbon industry in this region is huge, and it brings tourists here. Like you said, I love the idea of a Napification of Kentucky. I hope this whole region gets some of that shine from it. Thanks for doing Leadership Cincinnati Class 49. I hope you're having a great time.
Love it. I truly love it.
Good. Appreciate your leadership in this community. Thank you. I hope you have a happy holiday.
I wish you a happy holiday too. Thank you for hosting us.
No problem.
It's been so much fun.
All right, take care. Back to you, Thomas.
Brendan, I spy a couple bottles of New Riff back there. I think we may have to make a toast after that.
Come on over. It's not too early for New Riff.
Great. Thank you. Mollie, thank you so much. And here's to raising a glass to New Riff's continued success and to a fantastic 2026 and ahead. Thank you so much. It's my pleasure to introduce Robert Clark, the marketing director at IKEA Westchester. IKEA Westchester offers a wide selection of modern, affordable home furnishing. And if you haven't been up there, in a very well-designed, spacious showroom. The store provides practical design, inspiration, convenient services, and a streamlined shopping experience, especially for those of you looking for Christmas presents right now. Robert, welcome to the show. Tell us more about the great things that are happening at IKEA.
Yeah. Thank you, Thomas. And good morning, everybody here on the call. It's a really great opportunity for us to come and talk to people throughout the chamber. So thank you to the chamber for letting us come on today and talk about some things that are happening at IKEA. As Thomas gave such a great overview of what IKEA is, what we do here. We have, of course, plenty of furniture, meatballs as well. It seems to be a popular choice for people coming to the store. But I want to talk about some other things that maybe you don't know that IKEA does or IKEA offers. First and foremost, events. So as the marketing person here at the store, it's part of my responsibility to talk about all these awesome events that we do here. And all of our events are open for families, for kids, for adults, all the like too. And December's a busy time for us. We wanted to have some stuff for the community to come to the store. Of course, check out the incredible things that we have for offering for people to purchase, but also some cool things that we're doing. First and foremost is actually tomorrow. So tomorrow we have our Yule board, which is our Swedish holiday buffet. This is held in our restaurant on the second floor if you've been to the store. If you have not been to the store, you go up the escalator out and you walk in, and you go to that restaurant is right there at the top of the escalator. But this goes on from 5 to 7, and it is a whole buffet of Swedish holiday food. We'll have holiday music as well. We'll have an activity for kids. But this is a really wonderful time to celebrate the season. Whatever holiday that you celebrate, this is a great opportunity to have some really wonderful Swedish food. So this is extra stuff that we don't normally serve as well. So you'll get to try some maybe different things than what you normally get to have at IKEA. We do sell tickets for this. So tickets are available here at the store, or today, if you want to purchase tickets or reserve tickets for yourself, you can email me there on the screen and let me know that how many tickets you would like to purchase for yourself. Those prices for those, if you're not an IKEA family member, which is our free rewards program, they are $24.99 per adult, or $12.99 for kids. If you are an IKEA family member, it's $19.99 per adult and then $9.99 for kids. Other events we have coming up this month, a little bit more kid-driven, I would say. While we do have Santa Claus is an opportunity for us to bring people to the store. Santa Claus is going to be at our store on December the 22nd for pictures. So people can come. It's completely free. Take pictures with Santa Claus. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to noon. And same with on 23rd, we have our holiday cookie decorating activities. So this is a wonderful time for people to come in and decorate holiday cookies. We supply the cookies, the decorations, the icing, all the stuff you need to put those wonderful creations together. That's also going to be held at our store, like I said, on the 23rd from 11 to 1. Those events, of course, are during the week of Christmas. You know, a lot of people are out of school at that time. People are off of work. So it's a really great opportunity to get the kids out of the house for a couple hours, come in and check out the IKEA store, do a fun activity, take a picture with Santa, maybe get some meatballs as well at the same time. One other event I want to highlight is actually a monthly event we do. So it's our kids cooking class. This happens on January 3rd. This is every first Saturday of the month. It's about an hour long, and we have really fun kids cooking activities that we do. So that's a really fun opportunity for families to come in and check out some stuff that we do here at the store. Real quick, I also want to highlight a couple other things that we do within IKEA. So we have our IKEA for Business program. This is a program that we work with small businesses, entrepreneurs, people all across the region to help furnish their office spaces, or maybe make an upgrade to our office space as well. So we have a whole team here that we will work with you to talk about what your space looks like, what's the layout, how much do you need, what kind of furniture you need, what is most optimal for you, and what is a affordable option for you as well. That team is really wonderful. They do a really, really great job. That team also has a meeting space here at the store that you can rent out from them. That space can be rented out in hour increments. We also offer a catering option with that too. I did also want to mention we're actually opening a new location to help serve customers in the Northern Kentucky region. So in spring of 2026, we are going to be opening a new location in Florence. This is what we call a plan and order pickup point. So people that live in Northern Kentucky, instead of coming up to Westchester to pick up furniture that they've ordered, they can actually have it sent to that Florence store instead, and they can pick it up from there. So it's a little more convenient. And then also we have a team there that can do planning with them. So if you want to plan a new kitchen, a new bedroom, a new room of your house, our team will meet with you and talk through those processes as well. So that'll be opening in spring 2026. It's going to be in the shopping mall across the street from the Florence Mall on Mall Road, kind of next to where Burlington Coat Factory is. That's where that is going to be. And then, of course, I wouldn't be remiss to mention our IKEA Fill-In program. I mentioned a little bit earlier, this is our free rewards program. That QR code down there at the bottom of the screen will take you right to that. This is just a way to earn rewards and earn points while you shop. Not a credit card, nothing like that. I always tell people it works really similar to other membership programs. We just don't have gas to offer you. But you can, like I said, some of the rewards you can earn are like free cinnamon buns, other free food. You can earn discounts. You're able to access special offers that we do just for IKEA families across the calendar year. And then also this gets you access to some special events that we do here as well. And then, of course, on the topic of food, I know I've mentioned meatballs a couple times, but we do have Kids Eat Free in December. So this is a great opportunity to bring kids to the store. If you purchase an adult meal, you're able to get kids meals free as well. So yeah, really wanted to come on this morning, just talk about some extra things that IKEA does. Maybe something that you may not have been aware of that we do here, as we are always trying to find new ways to engage with the community, whether it be on a personal level, a business level, whatever the case may be. But really appreciate the chamber letting us come on today and talk a little bit, and happy to answer any questions too around IKEA, or I'll do my best to answer on products as well if there are any specific product questions too.
Robert, I have one question
Yeah.
I could think of. So if you see something at your Westchester store or you go online, that's something that you can order online that you will be able to pick up in Northern Kentucky, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And what you said that's opening up in spring?
Yes, spring of 26 is when we'll do our grand opening event. We'll do a ribbon cutting, all kinds of that good stuff too. But it's going to be a really, really cool space. It's a model of a store that we see in larger states across the country. So it's a new thing for us, being kind of in a smaller area in terms of dollars and cents. But it's a really cool opportunity for us.
What's the
Fantastic.
difference between that store and the other store? Will it feel different?
Yeah, so it's a lot smaller. The space as a whole is about 4,200 square feet over there. So pretty much the front of the store is going to be displays, a couple products you can pick up, and then just like a meeting area. And then the rest of the space is actually used to store furniture that people are able to pick up from there.
And Robert, I think maybe I read that they'll be able to help you sit down and help you plan at that store. It's
Yeah.
not just a distribution site. You can actually go in and they can help you plan.
Yes. So we'll have a team there that can, say, for example, you want a new kitchen. And similar to how you would come to the Westchester store and meet with our team to plan out what that kitchen looks like, you'll be able to do that in Florence as well. So we'll have a whole team of specialists there to talk about different rooms across the home that can help people plan out what those look like.
Awesome. Well, that's fantastic. Robert, I can't thank you guys enough. It's been great to get to know you guys this past year and a half and seeing you at our events. And we appreciate all you all do in this region. And we're so glad to see you expanding from the north a little bit to the south. And we continue to look forward to growing with IKEA into the future. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and Thomas, if it's okay, real quick, I did want to do a special surprise as part
Yeah.
of our Yule Board Swedish Holiday Buffet tomorrow. We wanted to raffle off 2 pairs of tickets this morning to people who are on the call. So people who are receiving those tickets, again, it's a pair of tickets for each person, is Eddie Ron and Valerie Guthrie. So Eddie and Valerie, if you come tomorrow to our Swedish Holiday Buffet at 5 to 7 o'clock, you'll see me at a welcome table with all the tickets. I will have your names for your pair of tickets as well. That way you can just check in with me and you can be able to access our Swedish Holiday Buffet tomorrow night. So we'd really love to see you there.
That's awesome. I got to ask you, since I grew up in northern Minnesota, will there be Lefse there?
As far as I know, yes.
Fantastic, Robert. Thank you so much. We look forward. Have a great holiday. We look forward to seeing you at an event.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you. Man, what an honor sharing the screen with such an impressive group of leaders in this region. And as Brendan said, without you all, what we do would not be possible. I do want to remind you, there's a copy of the monthly member briefing is curated on our website for further viewing. If you want to go back 2-3 years, they're all there. You just have to go to the Cincinnati Chamber and look under monthly member briefing and you'll find the backlog. I do want you to mark your calendars. Next slide, please. For our January 8th monthly member briefing, I'm pleased to announce our keynote speaker will be the new CEO and General Manager of Metro, Andy Aiello. They've got a lot of great things happening there. A lot's changed this past year, and we're excited to hear the notes from Andy. And so start preparing your questions. From all of us here at the Chamber, we wish you a happy holidays. And if there's anything we can do, please reach out to us at the Chamber. You can find me at tdeer@cincinnatiChamber.com. If you need to get a hold of a speaker, you have further questions, we're here to help. Have a great holiday season, everybody, and be safe.